Hello, Dr. Alan Harper here, your Secure Vibe coder. And tonight we have a banger live Secure Vibe coding session. We have been building this app that we call User Vibes OS AI and .ai. And the purpose of this app is to be a one-stop shop for developers to collect vibes throughout the user journey lifecycle. Okay. And the idea is when a user lands at your website, whether they're hitting the landing page or maybe a survey that you set up or a wait list or email, or they're messing with your website. They're trying to do what they ought not do. All of these are vibes that your users are throwing off. And we want to make it easy for the developers to collect those vibes. All right. And we are building this app. We're starting with the MVP, which is down here in the feedback module, but we're going to work our way around this circle and we're going to knock out all of these because we want to be the one-stop shop for developers to collect these vibes of different types from their users. All right. So again, we've been working on the feedback module and we have it pretty well baked out. We've been at this for about 40 hours now. Yes, about a week's worth of work, if we were to do it every day. But we've been spreading this out over about 4 weeks because we go about an hour at a time. I'm trying to demonstrate that you can vibe code your way into financial freedom part-time, right? And for those 40 hours of work, we have about 4 months worth of output. Okay. I'll show you that in a little bit. So we've got a long feature list and we've knocked out like tons of capability that our competitors don't even have, right? And we're going to talk more about that tonight. And we have some exciting stuff to talk about tonight. Boy, am I excited to bring you the topics that we're going to talk about tonight. Hey, if you're new to me, check out this free mentoring group up here in this QR code and also the link down below. And join my free mentoring group. And in there, I'm providing value daily. I have some challenges for you, some free training in there. And then you also can find access to my Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass, where we go through all of this and more. Okay. And if you've joined me tonight, drop a hello, drop me a comment and let me know you're out there. I'd appreciate it. All right. Hey, I see 3Ds is with us. Hey, we've got a banger show tonight. You joined a great one. So you must have been thinking over the last month, why do we call this User Vibes OS.ai? Besides using AI to develop it, what's AI got to do with it? Well, we're going to answer that tonight. Okay. It's been my vision all along to bring AI into this space along with us, right? Not just as a co-pilot or a co-founder, but actually providing value to the end users and the end customers, right? Our developers. And so what do I mean by that? Let me explain. I dropped into my friend, my co-designer, Claude desktop about an hour ago, literally. And I've had this on my mind for a bit, but I just like bouncing around. So I just wanted to firm it up some. So check this out. Okay. So what I did was I came in here and I said, hey, in what ways could AI be used to help with feature requests and bug reports for the app that we're building? And it came up and said, hey, great question. Now I have a folder set up here where I've got like all this information about what we've been building. So it kind of knows roughly what we've been building. It says, great question. Based on your roadmap, you've already identified several AI applications, but here, let me expand. All right, so we've got intake and understanding. So like a smart request interpretation. Okay, I like that. Semantic duplicate detection. So if two people put in the same feature requests, but they're worded slightly differently, we need to be able to group those. Right. So we don't want to have like a list of all these, and be distracted by the same feature requests multiple times. Auto tagging and categorization. Okay. Prioritization and analysis, like some kind of scoring system besides the votes. Like, for example, what's the potential business impact? Okay. Hey, is this customer like a customer that is on the annual plan, on the upgraded annual plan, if they put a feature request in, you better believe it better go to the front of the list. Does that make sense? So we can use AI to help us do that. Okay. Behavioral pattern correlation. Okay. Connect feedback to actual usage data. Okay. So users requesting this feature have 40% lower retention. Okay. So that's gold for prioritization. See that? So what that means, like if like a user comes in and they sign up for your site because maybe they looked at a competitor and they thought you do better, and they come in and they're disappointed in some way because, or maybe there's a feature that they left behind on that other competitor and they drop that as a feature request, you better like collect that data, because they're not going to tell you in the ticket like, hey, I had this over on X product, but you don't have it and I'm about to leave and go back to them. Right? So what if you could follow up? What if you could have a conversation with them with AI and say, tell me more, like, why do you want this? What's the underlying premise, etc.? Okay, now are you starting to get it? All right, so this is how we could use AI at the end, at the pointy end of our application. And I think that is so cool and so powerful. Okay, so on the back end, response draft generation, like when a PM, like when our developers need to respond to 50 requests, let's make it easy on them. Let's give them some tools so that like maybe it auto prompts a response so that they can reply in a meaningful way instead of just copy pasting the same old comment, right? Is that light bulb starting to go off? Okay, change log summarization. Like we already, like you saw me have to like type a change log comment. Why not let AI go look at all of the feature requests that we put in the change log and summarize it better, make it more, rich. Okay, see, like, are we stacking value now? Are you feeling the AI vibes coming off of this system all of a sudden? It's coming to life. It's like Frankenstein, I'm alive, right? So sentiment and awareness notifications. Adjust the tone and timing of the status updates based on how frustrated the original submitter seemed, right? All right, so hopefully I'm giving you some ideas here. Like these are, I didn't know all of this either. Like AI is smarter than I am, right? And like in many ways, I think AGI is already here. Like really, tell me something that that it can't do. That you can do. Will the real humans please stand up? Right? Like I'm not seeing it, but anyway. All right, let's keep going. Man, just all this stuff, right? So here's the point here. Check this out. The killer differentiator. Remember, I've been saying all along, why are these users going to leave this other product and come to us? Okay, here's why. Because they want to be heard, right? They don't want to, they're frustrated, they're busy too. They want to know that you get them deeply. And here's my promise to you. If you connect with an end user, and you have them understand that you get their concern deeply as they have it, and then you implement the solution to that concern, you have a customer for life. Okay, that's gold, guys. That's a pro tip I'm giving you there. There hasn't been a good way to do this up until now, but we've got it. It's called AI. Okay, our friend Claude Code's going to help us do this. All right, so look, here's an example. Here's one I'd like to lean into for your market. It says the why analysis. Most tools just collect the what. Okay, your AI could dig into the underlying job to be done. When someone asks for a CSV export, the AI might identify this user is trying to create board reports for stakeholders. Okay. Now, consider, do they actually need an export, or would a shareable dashboard solve the root problem? Think about that, right? So, like, this is magical, guys. This is magical. This right here, this feature right here crushes all the competition. All of it. And we're just getting started, guys. Like they don't even know we're coming. We're going to start dunking on them and dunking on them and then doing a half twist and dunking on them, going through the legs and dunking on them, right? Their customers are going to be coming over to us as soon as we can let them know that we've got this capability out there, right? And by the way, that's where you guys come in too. I'm going to set up an affiliate program so you guys can be out there screaming, hey guys, look over here. And check this link out. And in that link will be your code so that you get paid and we share the profit here. All right. So again, follow along closely. I'm dropping major value on this channel. No other channels are doing this. Okay. No one else is like showing you how to do it securely, showing you the business logic behind it, showing you the 36 years of architecture behind it, right, in engineering, and then laying all that down and showing you step by step how we do this, and bigger things to come, guys. Stay tuned. All right, so here's the core problem. Users submit a feature request, but they're describing the solution that they've imagined rather than the problem that they're experiencing. Classic example. Can you add a button to export my data to Excel? Okay. A naive tool counts votes and tells you 50 people want Excel export. But what those 50 people actually are trying to accomplish might be 20 want to share their progress with their boss. 15 need to do an analysis or need to do analysis your tool doesn't support. 10 want backup because they don't trust your platform. Is that good or what? 5 have a specific compliance requirement that requires that export. So wouldn't you like to know what they want the export for? Because then you can implement 2, 3, 5, 10 features and really lock them in. And then each time you do this, you're going deeper into the market segment because they're probably not the only ones that want all of that, particularly because we've got voting in here and we'll see like, okay, hey, 10 or 100 people want this. And here's the underlying elements in the sub votes. Like, right? Wouldn't that be cool if not only do you have like the major theme voted on, but maybe these sub constructs are voted on as well? That's an idea that I have. Okay. So these might end up being 4 completely different problems with potentially better solutions than just an add Excel export. Powerful, guys. Super powerful. All right, so it goes on. I'm not going to read all this to you. It gives you all the statistics and all this stuff, right? It's a whole business plan. So I said, hey, great. Okay, now what I want you to do is give me a detailed implementation of this from a user, request panel perspective. And it did. It gave me all this stuff. And I realized it's too much because at this point, this thing's not connected to our code base. So and I could, but we haven't connected it to our code base. So anyway, what I've done then is I came back and said, okay, just give me the top part. And I'm going to now drop it over to Claude Code, which knows all of our code, right? All right, so right here, I'm going to take this whole top section here, what we're trying to solve, the fundamental flaw of feature request tools. And it went out and did a competitive analysis for me, guys. Are you getting this? Are you catching what I'm putting down? Look, it went out and looked at our competitors. And it says they all operate on the same flawed premise that users know what they want and express it accurately when they don't. When a user submits this at Excel, they're not actually asking for Excel. They're describing a solution that they've imagined to a problem that they're experiencing. We already covered that. All right. So what I'm doing is now I'm going to copy all of this over. And here's what it would actually look like before the user submits add dark mode. And the tool shows dark mode 89 votes. People want dark mode. I guess we should build it, is what you're thinking. But the PM builds the dark mode, and some users are happy. Others are like, this isn't what I meant. Okay. So after the user submits dark mode and the system asks, what are you trying to accomplish? The user answers, boom, says my eyes hurt, whatever, at night. The job analyzes, okay, reduce eye strain during extended use. Okay. System clusters with too bright at night, hurts my eyes, need accessibility options. And then the system shows the PM like all of that broken down, like with stats and stuff. That's a much better user story even that you can implement. Like developers would understand that, like, just giving me a statement like add dark mode, that's not all that helpful, right? Like you might think what that means by dark mode. Wouldn't it be nice to know like would the user want several shades of dark? Would they like gray, black? Like would they like themes instead of dark mode? And maybe they can choose themes, right? And so wouldn't you rather know that and know to a better resolution what the real problem is, so that you can help architect the better solution than maybe even the user imagined? Okay, so all of this, it gives us a competitive moat. Here's the technical summary approach. Here's some user stories. Okay, and then here's the implementation. I'm going to stop at the implementation. So I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, copy. Thank you very much, Claude. Now let's drop into our tool. Okay, so we've got a thread going here. And what we're going to say is, okay, now look, we've got a clean Git log over here, right? So if this all goes south, we just revert. That hasn't happened yet in the 40 hours we've been working, but it could. All right, so look, here we go. Drop that in. It's going to be like a really long, there it is, 123 lines. Get rid of that. Okay. Then we're going to say this. Okay, take this list of requirements I just gave you, and I want you to develop a thorough plan using ultra thinking. And I want you to design a plan that meets, that works with our existing code base and makes it better. Do not change anything in our code, just add to it. So for example, these features would go into the widget in the appropriate places, but they would also go in the backend dashboard within the feature projects settings, right? And then you decide where those go, but make a detailed plan of how you would implement all of this, and read every line that I've given you and make sure that every line that I've given you is in the plan somewhere. You can consolidate it if you need to, and you can expand it, but I want to cover everything that I've given you in this plan. Okay, bang. All right. Now this is the same model, like it's using Opus. It should come up with, now that it has access to our code, it should do even better than the desktop did. Okay, and it's going to build a doc for us that we can go look at. And we can put eyes on it, scan down through it, we can adjust it, and then we can say execute, and we'll spend the rest of the hour doing that. Now, the other thing it'll do is I'm sure it'll come up with phases where it'll implement things in phases. And if it doesn't, then we'll tell it to, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, you loving this? Hey, Carmel guy. Nice to see you. Hello. All right, guys, we're jamming. I feel like doing some push-ups. This is motivating. Okay, Claude is doing its thing. You recall last night we implemented GitHub workflows so that we can monitor the security of our code that we push up. That's a big layer of security that we put in. So again, we are secure vibe coders. That's why you joined. You can learn vibe coding elsewhere, but you're not going to learn what we teach here. Okay, I've got 36 years of doing cybersecurity, well before they called it cybersecurity and well before most of you were born. Okay, and I've seen everything in cybersecurity. I'm also a master coder. I've been coding for most of my life, an additional 10 years. That's 46 years I've been coding. I'm 56. Ever since I was 10, I've been coding. Okay, and for at least 36 years, I've been doing it securely. And I've learned a lot of lessons. I'm usually on the other side of the equation. I'm an ethical hacker. I've written 6 best-selling books on ethical hacking. You can check me out. Check out my QR code, link in the description. I'm a prolific writer and author and teacher and speaker and mentor and professor, all of that. Okay. I've done it all. And I teach security, but at the fundamental root of security is code. It's always been that way. Look, all of cybersecurity boils down to code. You have bad code, you have bad design of code, bad implementation of code, bad testing of code, bad deployment of code, bad maintenance of code, bad people using bad code. That's cybersecurity in a nutshell. Now, most people put their head in the sand because they don't know how to code, and they say, well, that sounds hard. I'll do GRC, governance, risk management, and compliance. And hey, we need that. We need that in the field, but that's insufficient. Okay, those jobs are drying up, right? They're being automated first. Okay, but the underlying root of the problem remains code, bad code, flawed code with vulnerabilities in it, bad design of code, which is even worse because, like, you can't fix the code, you got to fix the design, and that's very costly. So wouldn't it be better if you like stop shipping bad code? Oh yeah. But see, to this point, that's been really hard to do. I'm telling you, as someone has a PhD in this topic, like, right, and a master's in computer science, right? Like they don't teach cybersecurity like in these programming courses. And if they do, it's in the last week right before the exam. Okay. So we keep producing developers that are like producing vulnerabilities. They don't know any better. And then they come out in the real world and a senior developer says, no, don't do that because we got hacked the last time we did that, right? And that's how you learn, like the school of hard knocks. And that's unfortunate. But for you, the vibe coder that's come along now, right? You have to at least have enough sense to realize that, hey, if I'm going to put an app out there and collect money from credit cards, I can't get hacked, right? Like that would be a really bad day. Like I have to give back all the money that they paid me. Like they're going to be upset. So let's prevent that from happening. So with the advent of AI, and it's been a blessing and a curse, like it enables anyone to make a secure or a vibe coded app, right? But now we can also use AI to make a secure vibe coded app, right? So I'm taking it up another level, okay? There are a lot of people out there hating on vibe coding, and I can't disagree with much of what they're saying, but a lot of the reasons why they're hating on it is like the security issues. Let that sink in. Okay. But we're not doing that. We're not playing that game. Right. So we're doing like another flavor of vibe coding. We call it secure vibe coding. Right. We call it vibe coding plus. Right. So we use a dashboard that you'll find link in the description. Not a dashboard, a secure vibe coding OS. Click that link in the description here that you found this video. And you'll see that we build everything on a secure vibe coding OS. Okay, this is a project that I released on GitHub, right? My public service to everyone. And if you come out and see this repo, drop me a star, okay? Give me some love. That way the algorithm will start boosting this. We get up over 100 or so, it'll start showing to more people, okay? All right, so this right here is the most secure. I make a claim up here and it's true. It's a more secure Next.js starter kit. Okay. It uses Clerk billing on the back end. It uses Convex. It's super easy to set up, super easy to build from scratch too, if you wanted to. All right. So it'll take you about 15 minutes to install this secure baseline. And what you get in this secure baseline is you get all these features and functionality. We get billing, we get user management from Clerk, we get all this stuff. But what I added was this right here. The security, the heart of it, the security batteries. I installed the security batteries for you. So you get these out of the box. You just clone this repo, you install it. There's instructions down here. It's like a 6-step installation process, 7 steps. Take you about 15 minutes, maybe 20 your first time through. If you're building lots of apps out here, you can get this done and maybe script this up and do it in 5 minutes. So what this does is it gives you a secure baseline. We start with the secure baseline and then we implement secure prompting on top of that. And the reason why that works is because I've included a bunch of Claude skills. Okay, it's the latest and greatest technology, guys. Like Convex or like Codex and all this other Gemini ain't got this. Okay, but Claude Code does. So I added all these security skills in here. So now Claude is even smarter. So when you say like implement input validation, it knows precisely what to do. It doesn't just like make a guess based on its training. It jumps into input validation skill here. It loads up this skill. It pulls up like, 1,000-line document here, or 848-line document of how to use Zod. And Zod is input validation. Like, so you would have to like put all this in your PRD or whatever they call in spec-driven development, all that stuff, right? You don't need to do that anymore and clog up your context. See, because all this stuff gets loaded dynamically. It's like distant recall for your agent. Like, it's long-term memory that the agent can access, but it doesn't have to clog up the short-term memory. Okay, man, that's powerful, guys. This is the latest and greatest technology that I've given you, and I'm going to keep iterating on this. I'm always looking for ways to make this simpler. If you have ideas, give them to me. Right, drop a pull request in, or just even a feature request or an issues. And one of the things I noticed here is I don't see issues at the top. I wonder how. I guess I've never noticed that before, because I usually use private repos. There's got to be a way to turn that on. Here it is. Bam. Okay. I want you guys to be able to report bugs. Duh. That should be on by default. I have no clue what GitHub's doing there. Okay. All right, there it is. It's on over there. So submit issues if you see issues with this thing. All right. All right, back to the regular scheduled programming. That was a commercial break. If you're new to this night, we're building this app called uservibesOS.ai. Going out to it right now. Sign up for free. Kick the tires. You find that it's a one-stop. I'm going to improve this elevator pitch. One-stop shop for developers to collect vibes from users, okay, throughout the user journey lifecycle. That's our elevator pitch, okay? So we are starting with the feature request module here, and we've got it fully functioning, guys. Like this, I'll just give you a glimpse of it. Like, here's the back end. We've got a dashboard, really super cool, sexy. We've got a security board here that no other competitor has. So like we can see like if users are trying to, skirt the system and get around things. If you're in the process of being hacked, this is a really good thing to have. And then we have these feedback boards. That's the first module we're working on. We're going to have other modules listed down here as we go. Okay. And then you could see right here, here's the first project. You can go in it. When we get feature requests in or bug reports, you click on them. They come up like email over here. We can add it to our backlog. We can do all this stuff. We can comment back. We can do all this stuff. We have a board here. We have a Kanban board that we can move things, okay, that we're working on as a developer. We have a change log that we can generate. This is super awesome because as a developer, you need to, it'd be nice to give your users feedback as to what the new features are, okay? Now you could do that manually. You could type up like a blog entry, or you can just have a button in our tool that drops that into the widget. How cool is that? We can collect comments. We can moderate those comments. We have pending comments approved, because sometimes users drop knucklehead comments into our stuff. Like, right? You don't need that. And here's what it looks like. Here's a demo of what the widget looks like. Nice and cool and sexy. It's color coordinated. All those colors are over here in the settings. Okay, so tonight I'm expecting something to change over here in the feature request, so that when they submit an idea, I'm expecting some more robust than just these fields right here. I'm expecting some dialogue with an AI bot. Now, I don't know if we'll get all that tonight, but we're going to get started on it, all right, if I quit talking. I just wanted to show you that, like, we've got a legit app here that we're already working with. All right, so here it is. Here's a comprehensive implementation plan of the Y analysis system. Cool. Okay, core architectural elements, collection, analysis, and clustering layers. Okay, here's all the database schema changes, because it knows that we're using Convex. We love Convex, guys. All right, so we're going to get these new tables in our Convex. That's cool. Just looking here. What's this JTBD job? I think it's job something trend based something. I don't know. We'll have to. I'm gonna ask it. Like, what the heck is that? What is this? Okay, where's that doc at? And what's this JTBD? What is that? Okay, guys, again, drop me a note. Tell me you're here. Tell me where you're from. Thanks for that star 3Ds. I appreciate it. Again, if you're new to me, check out that QR code up there. Link in the description. Join my free mentoring group. Have 7,500 in there, I think, something like that. Dropping value every day, but also in there you'll find my Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. And I have groups in there, mentoring groups that you can get more access to me. Okay, so if you're out there building an app on your own and you need some mentoring, I'm your guy. Okay. All right. Yep. Hey, Carmel guy, I agree with you. Claude Code is the tool. It's the weapon of choice. All right. There are cheaper solutions out there, but you're going to pay for it with either your time or your money. And I suggest you use your money because your time is much more valuable. Where are you at, Carmel guy? Where are you located? Now, see, Claude's got this thing lately where it saves all of its plans in a .plans folder or in a plans folder within the Claude folder. I don't want to go find that thing because they name them weird things. I'm telling it, like, give me a markdown file, right? Like, I didn't even tell it. I just said, like, where is this thing located? And it's going to give it to me in a markdown file, which I want. Okay. I have the feeling we're going to plan most of this tonight and just get started on it and then finish it tomorrow because it's been taking a little longer and I'm talking too much. Oh, that's right. Cincy. Yeah, I remember you saying that the other day. Yeah, I was up there a few years ago, went to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Amazing. Dude, like, I've never seen such a big museum up there. Like, they had hangars. They had like 4 hangars, and one of them had 3 presidents' planes in it. 3 Air Force Ones in this one hangar. Like, and thousands of other things and smaller planes and stuff. It was crazy. It'd take you like 2 days to see all of that. I also went to the Ark Museum up nearby there, down in Kentucky, about an hour or 2 away. Amazing place. Love Cincy. Sat on across, there's a river right by the ballpark, and we sat across on the 4th of July. We sat across the river on a bank and watched the baseball game that was happening, and fireworks went up over the city. It was beautiful. That was awesome. It's an awesome trip. Okay. Here we go. All right, here we go. Jobs to be done. That's what they came up with its own acronym. Like, why'd you do that? Okay. Do you want to make the edit to this file? Yes. Okay, because I want to see the file. Okay. Before we go messing up our code, I want to reveal in Finder, and then reveal in Explorer, and then right click and hit open preview. Okay, always preview your docs, right? This is the human in the loop you hear so much about, right? You have an opportunity to be the human in the loop. Don't shirk that responsibility. Okay, you are still driving here. Okay, you just got, at least you're in the passenger seat, but you got your hand on the wheel and your foot on the brake. Okay, so never forget that. I don't believe in this YOLO, like just go, right? One prompt, go get some dinner and let it come back and then just use it. Like that doesn't work. That's the part of that's the part that gives vibe coding a bad reputation. Okay. All right. Here we go. This plan implements blah, blah, blah. Next.js, convex. Yep. Okay. All right. It goes through. Okay. Yep. Okay. Existing data models, widget renders, blah, blah, blah. Key integration points, widget. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Project inbox, Kanban. See, look, it already knew where this, like the key integration points are. Wonderful, guys. Wonderful. Like this would have taken hours to write this thing out with this level of detail, right? New tables that are going to be added. Oh yeah, I've been to the Creation Museum as well. I'm into all that. I see that note, Carmel guy. Yeah, I'm first and foremost a Christian. Everything else is secondary to that, right? So I believe that's why you'll find I brand around a lot the term value creator, because I believe that we're all created in the image of our creator, and that's to create value in the world. And that's what he did, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. So anyway, it's everything about me is my faith. Okay. Here's the schemas and so forth, all that. Okay. Don't care to read all that, nor do you guys. Schema changes. I just want to make sure that it's using convex. Like what I'm looking for is like, if it tries to go off the rails, like some of these other models, they'll just say, hey, you need a what's it called? A Postgres database. And it'll start like developing a Postgres database to store the stuff. Like, no, I didn't tell you to do that, but Claude's never done that to me. That's why I pay for the best. Okay, here's the widget changes. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, so look, it's going to make this a setting. I can tell, like in the settings, like whether it's going to do this Y prompt analysis. Okay, backend mutations, blah, blah, blah. Okay, AI analysis engine. Okay, now here's the good stuff. It's going to use the Claude API, entry point after submission, blah, blah, blah. Stores AI results in a database, handles PM corrections, and saves to training data. Okay. All right. Cost management, track tokens and cost per analysis. I don't know if that's, I guess, nice to have. I don't know how much we need that. Hard budget limits per project. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. Expected cost. Okay, yeah, hey. And by the way, what we can do is we can say, bring your own key and let the developer drop their own API key in there. But maybe as a feature for now, we'll go ahead and absorb this cost as long as it's limited, right? Yeah, so now that I think about it, hey, thank you, Claude. You're saving me money. You don't want people in there chatting up your feature request and draining your API account, right? Right? When to recluster after 10 new requests since last clustering. Okay, cool. Yeah. I like all that. It's more creative than I could be. Okay, enhanced request detail. Yeah. Feedback loop implementation. Okay, user confirmation. Okay, it's all good. I'm just hitting the highlights here. Rollout strategy. Okay, feature flag system. Okay, projects table includes a Y analysis enabled Boolean flag. And that's what kicks it all off. And this is what it's funny right here. It says to me, it gives you these estimates. This is how long it would take a human to do this. Okay, 8 weeks. We're going to do it in about 8 minutes. No, maybe 16 minutes. Don't you love this stuff, guys? What an amazing time to be alive, right? What an amazing time to be alive. All right, it's telling us to deploy. Yeah, we've already done all that. Cost optimization, performance, cost controls, batch processing, blah, 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 blah. Error handling in edge cases. Yes. API. Yeah. Loving it. Okay, week 1, foundation. Week 2, AI core. No, I'm going to say implement, dude. Okay, that's a rock solid plan. Do it. don't stop until you fully implement it. And I want you to be careful to implement every line of the plan. Don't skip anything. Okay, we're vibe coding, guys. Doesn't get any better than this. Now, while it's vibe coding, it's using like all the security skills too, like, right? So it knows like how to do this. Like when it's putting that schema stuff in, there's a whole skill around database security, right? So it's gonna like do the input validation, all that stuff that you wouldn't get like just with regular Claude Code. That's again why you want to use my secure vibe coding OS. Okay, don't sleep on that. You find a link to that in the description of this video. Hey, 3Ds, confirm that it's in the actual link. I think I put it there. I just want to make sure you guys see it. Like, click on it because people are having trouble finding that GitHub project. Okay, guys, are you digging this? Who else is with me tonight? You having fun? You guys getting value out of this series? Okay, it's asking me, do we want to edit? Yes, do all the edits. I never get tired of it asking me that because like that's a good reminder for me to pay attention and actually keep my hand on the wheel. Okay, hey, thanks 3Ds. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, guys, we're cooking. I got a haircut recently. You guys like it? I always tell the barber, that's 5 years removed every time. That's where all my gray hair is, right here. So I get that cut off, and that makes it look 5 years younger. At least that's what I believe. All right, here it goes. Run into these phases. Hold on, I gotta give it more space. Claude Code likes space in the terminal, otherwise it starts throwing up in the terminal. All this green stuff is all the stuff it's writing. Loving it. Go for it, man. It's got this little checklist here. It's working off these phases. Notice it's not necessarily doing them all in the order. That's because it uses sub-agents, and it's given like a sub-agent each one of these tasks, and that way it doesn't clog up the main agent's loop in context. Okay. Yeah, hey, I appreciate that Carmel guy. He says, awesome value from this session. I appreciate that. Anybody else loving what we're putting down? I know 3Ds loves it. Who else is out there? Anybody else awake, or do I have a bunch of bots following me tonight? Will the real humans please stand up? I see a day when you guys won't even come to these sessions. You just send your bot, and then your bot will give you an AI summary of what the session was all about, right? And then you can go back and zoom into the steps of the session that you were interested in. I need that. Maybe we need to develop that app. What do you guys think? We could do it. I guarantee you. There's already YouTube summary bots out there. We just need one that can like attend streams on your behalf. Sort of like I use these AI bots like to record my meetings. Like if you have a meeting with me, it all gets recorded and we get a summary of it and we can chat with it afterwards. Maybe we need to, in the future, add that to my wish list of apps to build. Like maybe we'll build a bot that will join streams on your behalf and then just report back the highlights that you're interested in, because it knows over time the topics that you're interested in. How about that? You could join multiple streams at a time with these bots. How cool would that be? Man, I think we just might have had $1 billion idea. You guys go implement it, man. Like, we're secure vibe coders here. Yeah. Let's go. It is my dream that someday I'll train up enough of you guys that I have a bullpen of developers. I'm going to start like a vibe coding agency and a secure vibe coding agency, I should say. And because I'm turning away work now, like I'm too busy. So like I need people who are up on this, like that I can tap into, and then we can split that up. So that's my dream, and that's what I'm kind of hoping, is that we build an army. I'm trying to replicate myself because I can't do it all. I can do a lot. I got like a 100-person AI force behind me. Okay, the equivalent of that. But like, I'm gonna need more than that. We're gonna need a bigger boat or a bigger truck, right? I'm gonna need like 10,000 AI bots like to keep up. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, 3Ds. Yep. Show some of the comments tonight. This is the only downside of vibe coding. There's a lot of waiting. Now, if you're smart, like when I'm not streaming here, like I have 3 or 4 of these things going, right? And then I just like right now I'd be waiting. I just flip to my other project. That's why I burn 1.5 tokens a month. 1.5 billion tokens. Sounds like a bold claim, doesn't it? Let me prove it. Here we go. Here's my stats for the month. Let me run it again. Okay, I'm slacking, man. I'm down to 1.1 billion for the last 30 days. It's like this is the rolling 30 days. So you saw up here, I ran it before. It was 1.3 or 1.2. That's the total tokens. I'm slacking off. Let's see here. Right here, I was at 1.4 or 1.5 billion. This was, when did I run that? On the 16th. That was only last week, man. So what you could see is like my token count's going down. You know why? Because I'm using Opus and it's better. Sonnet was like required a bunch more tokens. Even though Opus costs more, like look here, I only switched to Opus like when they fixed the model about halfway through the month. Before that, it was all Sonnet. See up here, it was all Sonnet. So Sonnet was very expensive, like lots of tokens. But you notice that the Opus counts are smaller, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's cheaper this way. And I'm on the max plan with Claude Code. You don't have to be. You could be on like the max, or you could be, I'm on the max 200. You could be on like the max 20 and still get tremendous value and start making money. Then you switch up, then you upgrade. Okay. I have several projects going. I recently sold a 200K project that I vibe coded, and then they want more this year. So that's probably going to like double in value this year. And then I also have another project that I recently sold for 33K. And that'll probably turn into further work in the future too. And I have other people pinging me and I'm like, I can't do it right now. So that's why we got to get you guys trained up. All right. We need an army of secure vibe coders. We'll get there. Join my free mentoring and get into my secure vibe coding masterclass if you're interested in that. All right. And then we can talk further in there. We got to get you skilled up though. This is the future, guys. Development jobs are drying up. Who needs developers anymore? A company has 10 developers. In the next year or two, they're going to let 8 of them go, and they're going to keep the 2 best ones, the 2 most creative ones, and then they're going to let those 2 do the work of 100 developers or 1,000 developers. It's just math, guys. We can't stop it. So what that means is forget the job. Start building your own business and sell back to those companies because they need tools. They need like what I'm doing here, right? Be part of that wave. Don't just sit and let it happen, let the wave wipe over you. Surf the wave, right? So that's what I'm like, standing at the base of that tsunami. Elon Musk calls it a hypersonic tsunami. Check that quote. He said that recently. So I'm at the foot of that tsunami. I'm looking up and I'm like polishing my surfboard. Like, let's go, man. And then I start like jumping in there and swimming. I'm like, come on, guys, let's go, let's go. The shore is that way. And that's what we're all about here, right? And the future is in the hands of the people that ride this wave. Like, many of you were too young to see the internet bubble come and go. I saw it come and go, and I saw billionaires created, and I said, man, I could have done that, but I'm not missing this one. Who's with me? Remember that 8 weeks that it said it would take? Each one of these lines was a week. Now I'm sure we're going to have some bugs here, like we always do, especially at the end of the hour. We always get bugs. That's all right. We'll come back tomorrow. Who's with me going to ride that wave, guys? I trust you all are. You have better things to do this late at night. Yep, 3D says he's in. All right, hang tight. Hang 10, they call it. Let's go. Hey, down there, 3Ds, they got some awesome surfing I hear down there in South Africa. The problem is the great white sharks. I hear that there's more great white sharks there than there is anywhere. I live in Florida, in the area of Florida that they call the shark bite capital of the world. I don't get in the water. Like, I ain't getting in the water down here. They have like a shark bite every month over here. You know, like, no, it happens so much it don't even really make much on the news. Yeah, stay out of the water over here. But I'll bet you over there, like those, like over here, we got tiger sharks, bull sharks, I think. But like where you guys are at, you got the real deal. Okay, guys, we're 5 weeks into this thing here, phase 5. I told you it would take about 16 minutes, and I think we're par for the course here. Unbelievable, guys. Yeah, I hear you, 3Ds. He says, great surfing. Let me drop that comment up. Yeah, it depends on where you surf, I guess. Depends on how many seals are around. And why people wear these black skin suits, like, you know, and look like seals underwater. I don't know why. I want my suit to be pink with polka dots on it or something. I don't know how good the eyesight is of sharks. It's probably pretty good. You know what I'm super proud of with this project is that we were able to do it like in 1 hour chunks. Because like I see these guys like, you know, streaming for 10 hours, whatever, like, hey man, who's got that much time? Like if you got that much time, like, you know, that's crazy. I don't have that much time. So I doubt you guys do. But I know you got an hour. If you don't have an hour or 90 minutes a day to improve your life, then you don't want it bad enough. Okay, you might have to reprioritize some things. Get up a little early, like 3Ds over here. It's like 5 in the morning over there. He's up, he's working, right? Like there's no excuse. I have people from India join this channel. It's like 3 in the morning or, you know, just early. Or we had some people from Europe is what I meant to say. And it's like 0 dark 30 over there. Like there's no excuse, guys. It's time to dial in and start riding this wave before it washes over you. Then it's too late. I don't know what these people are going to do for a living. I really don't. I'm trying to save as many as I can. Okay, we're up in the 7th week in the last week here, success tracking and metrics. I'm excited to see what it does. Now I'm going to tell it to give me a summary of where I can look for these features. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. Sunday morning here, he says. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he wouldn't be. Well, maybe he's working. I don't know. You off today? I hope you are. That's even more motivating to me that you'd get up on a Sunday morning and to hit this channel. That is awesome, man. You're going to make it, 3Ds. I know you are. Not many people in the US are going to do that. I'm just saying. I'm looking for a few good men and women. That's the Marine motto. I'm a retired Marine, if you didn't know. And the Marines motto is we're looking for a few good men. I used to be a 4 a.m. person, but like that was 30 years ago. I ain't getting up at 4 a.m. If I get up at 4 a.m., there's a fire alarm going off, and that's different. I'm more of a late night. I'm more of a late owl. Yeah. Even in the mornings, I'm kind of not full of energy like most people. It's good for me to exercise because then I can get my energy up in the mornings. I have this law I call Harper's Law, and it's served me well over my career that most breakthroughs in cyber come after midnight. And I can tell you the major unlocks that I've had in my life, in my career of 36 years in cyber, and all the tons of money I've made and all this stuff, the skills that I've learned, many of them came after midnight because I was willing to do that. I was hitting my head on that wall, and I'm not going to bed until I figure this out. And that's when the unlock comes. That's when your subconscious kicks in because it's tired. It's like, I want to go to bed. Okay, here's the answer. Perfect, it says. Okay, all right. It gives me the next steps. I have to add an Anthropic key. Okay, we got to do that. I'll make sure I don't dox myself on that. And then, okay, here's the files it created, blah, blah, blah. Okay, created dashboard. Okay, I want to pay attention to this. Okay, created the analytics. These are back end. It created dashboard components showing the analysis coverage percentage. Okay, job clustering. Oh, sweet. PM correction rate. Okay, total AI cost and average. Okay, sweet. Integrated all this into the analytics tab. Is AI powered insights? We didn't even ask it to do that, and it did it. Okay, feedback loop. Okay, so here's the views. This is what I want to know. Okay, schema changes, submission flow, updated the submission form with progressive disclosure Y field. Okay, updated bug report with the same pattern. Okay, both forms support JWT API key modes. Thank you. See, there's that security batteries kicking in. See, I hope you don't miss that. Like, it knows that we're building a secure app here, and it knows it needs to follow those skills, and it needs to honor everything we've already built because I've taught it to do that with that skill package that I gave you guys for free. AI analysis engine. Okay, here's the backend database. Okay, implements cost tracking. I really love that. I didn't think I liked it the first time I saw it say that. Okay, clustering engine, blah, blah, blah. Dashboard jobs view, okay. There's a new jobs view component, which is expandable clusters, and then integrated that into the project page. Okay, good, as the jobs tab. Okay, love that. Okay. Feedback loop. Created a PM correction modal for PM corrections so that you can edit these things and not just keep them out there if they're wrong. Okay, required correction notes explaining what was wrong. Saves the feedback into the training table. Okay, integrates edit button into each of the cluster member card. Sweet, man. All right, let's check it out, guys. Are we that lucky? Ta-da. How much are we going to bet we have some errors? I don't know. It's been doing really good lately. Okay, here it is. Let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, so we've got a new board over here called jobs. Dope! Yeah, it was bound to happen. All right, so look, it's asking, have we run the complex deploy? No, probably not. Deploy that convex to convex. Okay, it's going to run the deployment. Oh, it's got an error here. Okay, so cool. So now it's going to fix that. Okay, sweet. Because what we have to do is we made changes. It's kind of like if you come from a Postgres world, you have to push a migration. Okay, but Convex calls it a deployment, and you just basically update it, but it does it all for you. And there's no like migrate files, which I hated. Okay, what is this? Oh, okay, it's got to install the Anthropic. Oh, and I got to put an API key in there too. Okay, yeah, go ahead and install that, and then I need to put that API key in. Let me go get that off screen. Anthropic API. What you do is you go out to the Claude page /platform/API. You log in there and you set up an API key, and you don't post it on live streams. Okay. Let's see, settings. Okay, where they move the API keys? API console, okay. Okay, while it's still working there, I'm off getting an API key. Hang tight, guys. Okay, there they are. Create a new key. Call this user Vibes OS. Add it. Okay, there's the key. And then what I need to do is add that into my environmental. And I got to find out what they want to call it. It's typically like Anthropic key. Right here, Anthropic API key. Okay. So what I'm going to do here for a second, guys, is I'm going to just turn off that part of the stream, and so that I can drop that key in. Okay, stop screen sharing. Okay, so you have to look at my ugly mug for a moment. Anthropic. Anthropic API key. Anthropic API key equals blah. Okay. Make sure I spelled that right. Anthropic. Okay. All right, so we've got that in our API now, and I can close that and come back into screen share. Number one rule of cybersecurity as it relates to web development: don't leak your keys. Don't post them publicly. Don't show them on a stream. All the keys that we've shown in previous videos were all like test keys on our development server that's only used on my laptop here. All the production ones, I was super careful. In fact, that stream was very painful because I kept doxing myself and had to redo the keys like 3 times. You guys remember that? It was very painful. Okay, so this thing's still cooking. It's putting more convex stuff in, so that tells me it's fixing the convex stuff it had. So that's telling me that it's going to have to push another mutation or another migration. Okay, so now it's just asking, do I want to do this? It's going to like make a temp file copy and just make sure everything's fixed. Oh, I know there's something I usually do that I should tell it to do. This is a pro tip, guys, for hanging in here with me. When you implement a major feature like this, you always want to then tell the model to go back using the highest level of thinking that it has. That's ultra thinking for Claude. It'd say use ultra thinking to evaluate the implementation against the plan. And I want you to evaluate every line of the plan. And inevitably, it comes back with things that were missed. That saves you a lot of heartburn and grief. And sometimes I'll tell it to do it twice. Like when it finds something and fixes it, I say, okay, now check it again. And it'll come back and it'll say, okay, everything's implemented. I say, okay, good. Now we roll. Same issue with clustering. Let me check what the query's mutations need to be extracted. What's going on here? It's got this file that's got all these problems. It's our problem child right there, clustering.ts. And I must admit that, Convex is so new that even Claude, as great as it is, it stumbles on it sometimes. Whereas Postgres is tried and true. It knows that. It knows everything to do there. But that doesn't bother me because, with the price of this innovation comes that little bit of frustration. But it's just going to go back and forth a couple times. It'll fix it. It always has. Convex, for those of you who are new, is a real-time database. It's the hottest thing since sliced bread out there. Everybody's like me are dropping Postgres and Mongo and all these other databases, drop them like a rock and running to Convex. It's much better. It's more secure. It eliminates entire classes of attack from a security perspective, but it's also a real-time database. Like, how in Postgres, it's not real-time. So to sync that database to your user interface, you have to do message queuing and streaming and stuff and all this. You have to use Redis and all this caching and all this stuff. And then you have this migration issue. People think that's a benefit. That's crap, man. That's a 1970s technology that you're living with there. Postgres has been around since the 70s, right? So why are you? People love it because that's all they know and they don't want to learn anything new. Okay, not throwing any shade. I'm just speaking facts. If they just open their eyes, they see there's a much better solution out there, and it's gaining popularity. And I think just go out and look. People are saying a ton of great things about it, not much bad. It's getting better all the time. I think there still is a place for a Postgres. If you're building rocket ships and medical heart monitors and stuff, you might want some of the atomic saving capabilities and some of that 30-year-old technology. You might want some of that, auditability, the ability to audit transactions and all that. But all that stuff comes at a cost, of scale and performance. I'll tell you this: you scale up a Postgres database to hundreds of thousands of records, you're gonna have a problem. Index it or not, it's gonna take a long time to query through that. Whereas that's not the case with these more modern databases. So do yourself a favor, look into Convex. It comes already included in the Secure Vibe Coding OS there, provide you guys, link in the description. Okay, it's a GitHub project. You start with that. That's your secure foundation. 3Ds, man, look at this comment. Ever since I told him about it, now he's used Convex in 6 projects over the last 4 weeks. Man, dude, you're on your way to being the captain of our bullpen, man. Yeah. Total game changer, he said. All right. Love that. Yeah, man. Convex. What I love about it is it's instant. Okay, looks like we're done over here. All right, now watch this. Okay, now great. I've added that key. Now listen, I want you to use ultra thinking And I want you to go back and evaluate our implementation of the plan. I want you to look at every line of the plan and make sure that you evaluate how we implemented it and look for edge cases and things that we might have missed. Be very thorough. Okay, now while it's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and play with the site and see if we run into any other bugs. But that was a pro tip I just gave you guys of how to do that. You have to do that. Okay, we've still got an issue here. We're down, hold on. That's not cool. Localhost refused. What's going on here? Oh, crashed our system. I don't know what happened there. Never seen that happen actually in Next.js. Honestly, I've never seen it crash Next.js where it actually stopped it. That might be a security vulnerability. Like we might just stumbled into something with Next.js. That's how it starts, guys. You crash a service to a security guy, they think, I wonder if I could crash that repeatedly. And I wonder what crashed it. Like, is it a memory corruption or was it like too much in a buffer? And can I reproduce that? And that's where it starts. The next thing you know, you have a 0 day on your hands and you have to report it if you're ethical like I am. So I ain't got time for that right now. But I wouldn't be surprised. Not all bugs are exploitable, by the way. So sometimes they're just bugs and they crash things. Like, that's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is like, yeah, it's exploitable. That's a vulnerability. Okay, here's our jobs to be done. There's no job clustering yet. Okay, cool. Love that. Let's look at our demo, see how it updated the widget. Okay, let's go ahead and report a bug. I think last time we tried this, it wouldn't let us add one. Hold on a second. No. Here we want to submit an idea. Last time I think we tried this for some reason in the demo, it wouldn't let us add one, but let's see. You know what? I got a better idea. We have a test server over here. It crashed too, apparently. Yeah, I must have, no, that ain't a crash. That's something else. Okay, test site. 3002. Okay, yeah, we've got some more bugs in here. We broke some stuff. That's okay. Sort of expected that. Let's let Claude do its work, and then we'll tell it about these bugs that we got. In the meantime, we do have a demo page here. I don't know if it works. So let's see if we can get this progressive revelation of tell us why. See it right here? Okay. Add dark mode. I want dark mode. Okay. Tell us why you need this. It helps us understand your needs. It's optional, by the way. Okay, what are you trying to accomplish here? I have bad eyes and I need to see better at night. I currently have to wear sunglasses to watch or to view white pages at night. Help. Okay. And this is a UX UI thing. What I expect it to do is automatically, it said it was going to automatically do tag stuff. We'll fix that in the future. Okay, so here we go. Alan Harper AA. No, excuse me. Alan. Okay, it says it added it. Where's it at? We ran into, there it is. It's there. Okay. All right. We got some of the progressive. That's not entirely the AI experience I expected. I expected it to go back and forth, but that's okay. We can iterate on that. Okay, that's a start. So right now, it's taken an extra follow-up question, but now what I wanted to do is have a conversation with the user, like going forward, right? That's when it'll get really cool. But that's all right. We're not done. We might be done for the night, but we're not done with that feature. Okay, so now when I come over here to the feedback panel and I come into our inbox here, let's see if we get more information. Okay, gave it a medium priority. I think that's new. Okay, I'm not seeing the extra information here on the back end. Let's look over here at jobs. Okay, I'm not seeing that either. Okay, all right, we got some work to do. I bet it's because it's finding bugs over here, things that didn't get implemented. Okay, here, hold on a second. Oh yeah, it's missing all this stuff. Duh. Look, see, this is what AI does on a long. Here's a pro tip: on long duration task, AI has a problem where it starts to quit on things. It gets into the dumb zone, we call it. Okay, it has to do with the context window filling up and all this crap. And look here, it's 73% complete of its plan. Okay, well then fix it, man. Okay, fix it. I want to be 100% line by line of the plan I want implemented. Don't stop until you get that. Okay, that's why some of those features aren't there. Also, I noticed that the widget stopped working whenever I tried to load it now from the test site. I'm getting a 404 error. I think it was a 404. No. What was it? 404. Okay. Four oh four. Yep. Man, look at this long task list of stuff that's still got to fix. We're going to have to do this a couple times probably. That's okay. This doesn't cost anything but time, and it's sure saving a lot of time. So, okay, it's compacting the conversation now. So, see, it was up in that dumb zone. There's this phenomena with AI that they don't understand. That when the context window gets over half filled, it goes into the dumb zone, we call it. Like it's like brain fog. Like you ever like had too much sugar and then try to do a complex task, like you have brain fog. It's the same thing with the AI. They don't fully understand why that's happening. There's several things they don't fully understand. There's a cool video out on that nowadays. You could check out on YouTube. Like there's the founder of Anthropic was talking about like they don't understand some of these things. Like how crazy is that? These are the people who are developing it. They're developing stuff, selling it to us, making billions of dollars, and they don't fully understand it. What a time to be alive, guys. What a crazy time to be alive. I don't need a migration script to set Y analysis enabled to false. Just handle it for backward compatibility and assume that if the entry is not there in the database, that it's true by default. I want it to be true by default. I saw one of the tasks there that I didn't like, so I'm correcting it. You can give additional instructions to Claude while it's working, and it'll basically fit it into the agent loop at the next appropriate point. Okay, so now it's finding that widget and seeing if it can figure out what's going on there. I think what broke the agent was that slug thing, because we put in the slug functionality has to do with the landing page functionality we put in last week, and so I think maybe it forgot about that or something. I want to see if we get any clues in our security dashboard as to what the problem could be. Okay, last 7 days, open. Okay, there's no new clues in here. Okay, it's working on this 404 error still. Oh, okay, I see the issue. Okay, I see the issue. I changed the main site to localhost :3001. So adjust that on the test site env file. Yeah, I got several servers running, so I moved this one to 3001, and that's what the problem is. So right there, it's fixing that. Again, that key that it's showing right there is just, it's the, this is a test site here on my local laptop, so it's not being used anywhere else. Okay, the widget should load now. Let's see. Yeah, it did. Yep, it does. Just make sure our new one's in here. It is. Show details. Okay, cool. All right, so the widget's working again. All right, so that's one little annoying thing fixed. That was a unforced error. That was my mistake. I started the server on a different port, and because I got too much stuff going on, and I didn't put that change in the config file. This is a lot of complex logic here. This is going to need some comprehensive testing. I think we're going to be working on this for a few days. At the pace that we go, an hour or an hour and a half a day. This might take a little while. So we might get to a stopping point here and just pick this up tomorrow night. And see, the reason why we can do this without fear is because like we have everything stored up in our GitHub. So again, if like I don't like where this is going and I end up getting in a doom loop where it won't like recover, then I just come in here and I say, okay, revert all of these. And I can go up to this one button here and just say like kill them all. Like somewhere in here there's a, like I could hit this right here, discard all changes, and that'll just start over. I could also do it with a git command. I could say hard reset, but I haven't had to do that with Claude Code. Like, I don't think ever. I'd do it with these other models. Like when I tried Gemini and stuff like that, it would start like spinning, and I'd just say, you know what, punt. Like I'm done. You wasted my time. Okay, I just want to see a little bit more of this functionality working tonight, and then we'll pick it up tomorrow. Like tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll add more of a dialogue. Like right now, it's just adding one more question. That's not good enough. Like I want when they click that button, I want it to be like a chat bot, and I want it to like ask a few questions until it gets to the bottom of the sentiment. Like, right? Like it says, oh, why do you feel that way? Or what else have you tried? Like I want those to be subsequent questions, not just like a one shot. Because that doesn't feel like AI. That feels just like a form. And I could have done that, you know, without AI. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's happening on the back end with AI. That's why it needed our key. And we could go look at the plan again to see all that. But I want it to be apparent to the user that AI is like serving them, meeting them where they're at. Again, the goal here is to make the user feel heard. Are you catching that? Right? Like our user is the most precious thing we have. And if they've got a frustration, I want them to feel heard. I want them to know that, okay, yeah, we deeply get and care about what you're after here. Like, I just don't want like 3 words from you. I want like a paragraph, like, and I'm going to help you pull that I'm going to pull that paragraph out of you in a nice way, in a respectful way. And it's optional. They don't have to do that. That's a good question. What model is it using? We can ask it. I would expect that it would have used Haiku, because for chatting and stuff, like that's really good, especially if you're just going back and forth really quickly. Like we don't need Opus for that. On the back end, for like the analysis and the correlation, we probably would use like Sonnet. Really, you still don't need Opus for that. Now, what 3D's asked a great question. What model are we using for the chat interface? And he asked if we're using Haiku. That's an insightful question, because see, these models cost more, and you want to use the least expensive model, especially for something noisy like this. Okay, it's very important. Pro tip. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, looks like we got another error here. It's got to fix that. Okay, running through our list here. This is one thing I don't like, is see how it just like keeps changing variable names. Like, so it used AI mutations, but then it decided to update it to AI public. Well, that's just extra work. Like, why did you do that? Just fix the original variable. But this is a problem with AI models. I've seen it do that, like on different models too. It's not just a Claude thing. Like sometimes they think that like by like, let's just reinvent the wheel. Like, no, dig in and fix the variable. Don't rename it. Yeah, I'd much rather save tokens that way, because every time it changes a variable, it's got to go touch all those places that the variable was. And I hate that. That's one of the things I don't like about what the AI models do. Okay, completed these fixes. Yeah, that list looked like it closed really quickly. Well, what about these? I still see to-dos that are open. What do you mean you finished? Oh, look, it's got priority 2 things. I want it. It told me it finished with the P0 and P1. It got tired. It's like, I'm tired, man. No, I want you to finish everything. Okay, here it goes. Now it's working on them. Look here. I apologize. You said don't stop until you get that. And I still have 6 remaining tasks. Yeah, duh. By the way, they've been flamed on this. Like, they always say you're absolutely right. There's like memes out there about Claude saying you're absolutely right, right? If I had $1 every time it said you're absolutely right, I'd be probably a millionaire. Well, in many senses I am, but like I'd be a multimillionaire. Which model will you use for? Okay, yeah, that was the old question. Hey, 3Ds, are you? How many projects are you using that secure vibe coding OS on now? Yeah, I'm still thinking about that idea I had earlier that you could build a bot, an AI bot that would join streams on your behalf. It would be trained to be looking for what you're interested in and report back the exact moments when that happened so that you no longer have to sit and watch these long streams. And wouldn't that be cool? And I think I would call it Sock Puppet. Wow, 6, my man. Thank you, 3Ds. Hey guys, I'm gonna share something with you. My wife is sick right now. She has a flu, and I'm starting to feel an itch in my nose. So I hope it's not what I think it is. I'm about to sneeze. So if I don't show up tomorrow night, then you know what happened. But we'll pick it up when I can. But I hope I'll be back tomorrow night. Hopefully, I just have to blow my nose. My man, 3Ds, using 6 projects with the Secure Vibe Coding OS. How long does it take you to install that now on your 6th one? Be honest. Okay, cool. Still taking 15 to 20 minutes to install. I'm thinking about working on like an install script. In fact, honestly, 3Ds, you'll see a self-install skill in there, in that folder, up on the latest version. In the skills folder, you'll see a self-install. And I've been experimenting with that, and I actually had it self-install once to where it did everything. It took like an hour. But at least I could just launch it. And the reason why it took so long is that like those APIs are really slow, and it's often quicker just to go copy paste the key over. But like for it to go get it and like query the MCP and all this stuff, like so. But experiment with that. See what your results are. I had it. The problem is, I did it once and it worked, and then I did it again and it didn't work. Like it crashed out halfway through, and it took me longer to go manually do it. So. And then I just got bored and left it. But I think there's something to like automating that with a self skill. Oh, you don't use Cloud Code. Okay, cool. So you made your own agents from Cursor. Yeah, by the way, there's a new thing called Open Skills. I think I mentioned that before, to where you could convert the skills I've had. I should probably go convert those in my repos so that people can use like Gemini and stuff, and with an agents file. It uses the agents.md and tells it to use like open skills and translates. So that's another hack. Take a look at that 3Ds, and if you get that working, let me know. Maybe put in a pull request for me on the repo. I'd appreciate it. That'd be awesome, actually. Maybe that's how I do a selection process for the bullpen. You got to do a certain number of pull requests. Anthropic's killing it, guys. Like, they're releasing stuff every day, it seems. And like, if you're following this on YouTube, like, there's like new gems getting released all the time. There's some deep agent loop stuff that's happening in the last week, to where like these long running tasks are getting easier to manage. And soon I'll probably incorporate that into our process. Like, there's some cool videos out there of like guys are one-shotting stuff now. Like, it run for like 24 hours. And basically what it does is, there's this blog article recently from Anthropic. You can Google it. Just Google Anthropic long-running agents. And what it'll do is it'll basically put it in a loop to where it sets out these micro or sub-agents, and it gives each one of them a fresh context, and it manages it, and it makes sure they never fill up and get into the dumb zone, and it keeps resetting them. But then what it does is splits your task into subtasks and like little PRDs, and it makes like thousands of tasks out of your task. And then it goes off and like works all of them, and it builds its own test, and it validates those tests as it goes. So you get a little bit of test-driven development along the way. And it uses like Puppeteer to like pull up the web page and validate the page. But the only problem with that is those are they're slow. That's the reason why I don't do it, especially on the stream. We'd be like all night trying to do one little button change, you know. So, but it's not a bad approach, like if you're on your own. And if you just want to fire and forget something, like, and come back tomorrow and check it, and it'll create like PRs for all those features, and then you just come in and review the PRs, the pull request up in GitHub. And so like that's bleeding edge stuff there. It's only about a week old, and there's all these people making YouTube videos, and I should do something, but I'm too busy. But check that out if you're really into this stuff, into sub-agents and stuff, 3Ds. Check out that blog article from Anthropic. They even give like a little code repo, like an example of, you can reproduce the Claude chat website, and it takes about 24 hours for the whole thing to run. How cool is that? And there's people who have forked that and added things like making it go into Linear. And Linear is like a really good like dev tool for like tracking your Kanban boards and tasks and stuff. And so like there's this guy, I can't remember his name now. What is it? Medin, Cole Medin. I think that's his first name, but his last name is Medin, Medin. And he has a version of it that'll actually pipe this stuff out to Linear. And that way you can just watch and manage it from a web interface. You don't even have to look at Claude Code anymore. And you could see the tickets moving, like from plan, working, done. How cool is that? Now, what would be really cool is if we implemented that into the back end. Oh, wait. What if we someday, oh man, my brain just exploded. Mind blown. What if someday we help the developer with maybe a new version of this, or like an upgraded version that will plug into AI and help implement the feature request in the bug reports for them? And what if we use this agentic thing working in the cloud to do all those and submit PRs for their repo? Man, we're gonna make a lot of money, guys. I gotta add that to the to-do list. Okay, that's worthy. While this thing's still cooking, that's worthy, guys. That was worth the price of sticking around here. Okay, so look down here. It's where my backlog goes. Add Anthropic agent SDK loop that will assist upgraded devs to implement bug reports and feature requests. That's a rabbit hole there, man. But how many of you would love that? Huh? Somebody tell me that's a good idea. Otherwise I won't do it. Let me find this one I was telling you about, Anthropic. Agent long term. Here we go, right here. Just came out. Actually, it's been like a month, but now people are just now paying attention to it. Sounds like an awesome idea. Yes, definitely worth the price of sticking around. This is a huge feature. Yeah, I agree, man. Talk about a killer feature. But look, that's a distraction. See, this is a pro tip. Like we're focused on MVP. We need to get this MVP done. Like if you chase things like that, you'll never release. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll release, we'll announce it, we'll start letting you guys go out and promote it, and then we'll put our head down. We'll work our way around the table. But maybe what we do is deep dive on this and pick this one up. Here's that blog article right here, guys. And they even have code down here of how to get it going. And let's see. So what it'll do is it'll build this whole Claude Code website using Puppeteer to test it as it goes. And they gave the code and everything away. They want people doing this. This is the future right here. This is bleeding edge. Okay. So there's these guys like Cole Medine, YouTube, Cole Medine. Check this guy out. Okay. Props to him. He's bringing right here agent harnesses back to vibe coding. Okay. So he's teaching here about like that blog, and he expands on it, and he actually shows how they're using linear and all this stuff. So like, yeah, check this guy out. He's cooking some cool stuff. Okay. Yeah, I love this, man. That's a cool feature. Okay, so what we'll do for tomorrow. Okay. So we did this. We research how AI can be used to help other admins. Okay, so let's. Oh, you've been on a few calls with him. Cool, man. Sweet. I don't know. Need to. Let's see. All right. Add better user interface in widget. Have AI dialogue, not just one more question in a form. Have structured chatbot. There. Extract insights from user. Okay, that's a good feature for tomorrow. Let's get this thing working though first. Let's see here. All right, it might be at a stopping point here. Feedback. Inside our feature requests, we got our job support. I don't expect anything there yet because we haven't got those jobs running. What it does, it's like every 3 hours, whatever, it's going to put a cron job in and it's going to run that stuff. And that won't work locally. That'll only work when we put it up in Vercel. It's a whole nother topic for another day. I'll explain how that works. But what we should see is we should see more in here, and we're not seeing it. Okay, so it hasn't implemented that stuff yet. Okay, also, so let's add that to the comments list for tomorrow too. Improve dev dashboard. I don't see stats or dialogue from user in ticket as promised in plan. Okay, so we'll work on that. probably this stuff here. Yeah, look here, add PM, engagement metrics, tracking, implement batch processing, optimization. All right, look, we're good tonight, guys. I don't want to just let you guys watch that thing slowly cook this. Oh no, it said it's done now. Hold on a second. Okay, I still see remaining tasks. What's up with that? See, I think it's in the dumb zone. We talked about this before. Sometimes these models, they nerf it, and I think we're getting nerfed right now. What that means is like they switch the real football for a nerf football, like a spongy one. And they oversell these things sometimes, and they're probably getting slammed tonight from people like me and you. And so what they do is they start like quitting early. They start quitting task early and stuff when that doesn't happen like on other days of the week. So we call that nerfing. It's unfortunate, but they all do it. They've been flamed for it, but nobody seems to care. Like, I hate it, but like, what are you going to do? You're going to write it yourself? No. We're stuck. That'll get better. Soon I'm going to have the ability to eat our own dog food. I want my own feedback widget within the tool here, so that you guys, when you're up in the prod version, you can actually drop feature requests and bug reports up in there, right? Because we're going to eat our own dog food, right? So I love how this tool is like recursive in use in nature. Why not? And I think I'm going to call the button dog food bowl or something like that. If you know, you know, right? Yeah, I'm tired of it quitting on us. That's called nerfing, guys. Nerfing means other things too, but like that's crap. Like, it hasn't done that on previous projects. Like, that was a simple list of stuff. Like, you know, it's clear to me. It should be clear to the tool it's not done. But what happens is from the headquarters, they send it a signal. They send it into nerf mode, or they don't call it that, I'm sure. But they send it into conserve mode, and it starts like bailing on its long task so that it's getting bandwidth back so it can survive the night. Isn't that some crap? But, you know, what? Like I said, what are you going to do? Yeah, you're gonna quit Claude Code for that? Yeah, probably not. We just put up with it. We complain about it on channels like this, and then they fix it eventually. It happens. Like, what I notice is like when a new model comes out, they get slammed, and then they start nerfing. But then when it gets better, then all of a sudden a new model come out, and then it'll happen again. So. Okay, I like that it's putting this implement end user confirmation flow in widget. Okay, maybe that's more of the repetitive, like asking questions that I'm looking for. Maybe it's reading my mind. It just never got to the list. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let this finish, but then it looks like it says it's compacting. All right, hey guys, we're going to wind this down. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to type in, okay, hold on a second. Okay, it's working again. By the way, there's this thing called Instant Compact that I haven't seen working. Like, if you could see other people's channels, they talk about how Claude is now doing like an instant compacting because it's compacting as it goes. But like you just saw right there, that compacting takes like more than a minute or two. And I'm not seeing it. I don't know if something's broke with my implementation. I've upgraded. I'm on the latest 2.74 here. I don't know what's up. Are you guys seeing like instant compact happen on your end if you happen to be using Claude Code? What models are you using 3Ds? What's your favorite daily driver right now? I know you use Cursor, but like what model are you using within it? I'm going to give it one more prompt and then we're going to let it go. What I'm going to say is, after you complete these remaining couple tasks, I want you to once again use ultra thinking and go through the project plan and make sure that we are implementing every line of it. Okay. I had you create that MD file for me. I want you to use that and I want you to implement every line of it, particularly the user interface side and the dev side on the back end on the dashboard. Again, do not miss anything and build the entire task list and do not stop until you do that. And go ahead and execute that updated list if you find any new issues. Don't have to ask me. Okay, so I'm going to let that run. That's another long running task. It's probably going to fail, but I'm not going to keep you guys here while it's doing that. Okay, other channels would do that. We've been at this 2 hours now. It's way too long. Okay, guys. Hey, I love you all. Thanks for joining. I will see you tomorrow night, I think. But like I said, my nose is itching. So, oh, you're using 3Ds, using 4.5. That's great. Just not using it within the subscription. That's cool. But anyway, I think I'll be here tomorrow night. Otherwise, just stay tuned and have the alerts set on my YouTube live streams. Like when you're following me, hit the alert and it'll tell you when, like it'll give you a notification, I think like 24 hours in advance. And then when I'm going live, that way you don't miss it. So if I miss a few days, and certainly as we get into Christmas, I'm going to miss a few days. So just bear with me. You know, you guys enjoy life. I love you. Hope to see you tomorrow night if I'm feeling well. And, we will come back. I will just leave this then, and I won't mess with it much, and we'll pick it up when we come back. All right. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share this with others. The algorithm really loves that. Drop a comment in the video too. The algorithm really loves that. Tell me that you appreciated it or whatever, or that it was a waste of your time or whatever. So give me that feedback. I appreciate it. And until next time, you guys be blessed and buy the best and stay safe out there.